Guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. And I know you are here to hear information on the Dancing with the Devil, Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult docu-series that you probably watched on Netflix already, or maybe you haven't watched it and you're here to just get information. Most likely you saw it, right? Because you want to talk about it. So basically, I want to talk about it too, right? It's a docu-series. It has 3 episodes, and I was not expecting that. Okay, it calls it emotional, and it's very emotional because when I saw it, I was just expecting something simple, like the two sisters at the beginning, right? When they started, they loved dancing. That's what they loved to do. They were really close as sisters. Looks like they were a pretty tight knit family. And, one thing led to another based on their dancing. And they got a contact from somebody on TikTok who also danced, a guy named James, right? Contacted them. And when they were dancing, James has a videographer, and the videographer, Isaiah, has a dad named Robert. Okay? I hope that wasn't too much. But Robert is the pastor in the church, and allegedly Robert is taking advantage of these dancers. So basically, they just want to dance. They said it. They just wanted to dance. But behind the dancing part, which is the creative aspects of it, you have financial aspects. You have marketing. You have the creativity of where the songs are going to come from and things like that. They just kind of wanted to dance, right? So Robert, they showed that Robert, is in charge of all those things. So that took the burden off of them. But in the process of taking the burden off of them, it came with some what do you call it? Because nothing's free, right? So the fact that this guy is handling all of your business for you, there was a price to pay for it. Let's just say there was a price to pay for that. So I'm just still trying to process it. So basically, it looks like what it became was a form of control. Okay, it looks like at some point, although they were doing what they loved doing, it was an aspect of control, because they didn't have to take care of any of those things anymore. But there were things that they had to do, like go to the church, and the church that Robert had, and pay their tithes. And the tithes were 10%, but then there was another 10% for something else, the man of God fee, I think what they called it. And then there was another 10%. There was more than one 10% in there that other than tithes. So basically, once they get paid for what they're doing, their money's circulating back into the church. And then in order for him to take care of those dancing needs for them, they had to attend church, right? So there was a price to pay to get those things done for you. I thought that was like the end of the movie. Or docu series. I thought that was it, and was gonna lead to more events, based on their situation, which it did. But that was this, like, their portion of it, or their time. Because what happens is it goes back to a pair of sisters, who are from Korea, Priscilla and her sister, and they have a story with Robert prior to the dancers. So basically, Priscilla and her sister were in the church with them, and that whole situation broke down. And when that broke down, the Robert's main side person left him. So basically, it shows that Robert had to get some new people to manipulate. Okay, and that's when he got the dancers. But he has a history. It's showing that he has a long history of allegedly predatory behavior. Okay, and he's denying it. And the thing that got me is, oh my gosh, he had them sign it. They said that they signed NDAs. So You're in a church and you have to sign NDAs. That doesn't strike you as, what is this? Like, what are we signing NDAs for? So trust me, I get the predatory behavior. I understand how it works. I understand that when you're in something, you don't realize that you're in it. People from the outside can see the bubble that you're in, but when you're inside of it, you can't see past that veil. You can't see it. So it just gets, the rabbit hole just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So basically, signing an NDA, while you're in church to not disclose certain information is very odd, right? That's not normal. That's not normal. You don't go to church and sign NDAs. And then some of the people on there said they didn't even read it. They just basically signed it. So, I mean, okay. I don't know how you guys feel about this docu-series. If you could like comment what your feelings were going through you, because the thing is with me with this series, what I got from it is like there was no, of course there's like no, always no level of concern from the people who are actually putting this stuff out, like the pastor and things like that. There's no, they don't, no one, I don't, they're not going to take responsibility, right? They're not going to say, oh yeah, I did that. Like, who's going to say that they did that? And it gets to a point where the people who are being victimized or used have to get to a point of coming out of the that victim state and learn to and stand up for themselves. One of the sisters, the Asian sister, she was so damaged, and it just, when I saw her go to her dad, remember the part when she went to her dad and she basically was accusing him that this happened because this is his fault because he abandoned them when they were children. So this, she said verbatim, like, she's like, this, paraphrasing a little bit, but basically she's saying this would have never happened if, you didn't abandon me when I was a child, you and mom, and all the things that happened. Basically, she's basically saying, I'm blaming you for what happened. I wouldn't have been in this situation, Dad. And he took it. He took it. He listened to her. He's older, so he heard what she said. And I think after she was able to release that and put that on her dad, she was able to go to the police station, because remember, she didn't want to talk to the police at first. But then she changed her mind after, they showed that she talked to her dad and kind of let that frustration out. So it seems like, they're most of the people in the story, I want to say, are doing better, right? Better based on the circumstances, because the Priscilla was in it for 23 years. But based on the circumstances, some of them less, 5 years. It just depends on the person. But it looks like a lot of recovery is happening based on being, in the situation that they were in. They're recovering from this trauma that occurred to them. So, what are your thoughts on it? It's like, it was like a roller coaster. I wasn't expecting that turn when it went back, and it showed that he allegedly did this before, because they have a trial coming up in 2025. I think it said in 2025, but they never showed at the end where the police actually took it to the DA to show that it was going to get prosecuted. So I don't know when that occurred. Maybe after they filmed it, that came in, or what the trial is going to be related to, or what are the charges. So I don't know what the charges actually were, because they said they have to bring up something concrete. It concrete based on maybe financial, because it's really difficult to prosecute an adult for things that they consented to, right? And it hurts my heart because, these people, they were young. They were young, and you had someone who is older than them and knows what they're doing based on manipulation, right? So with that being said, it just hurts my heart a little bit. But they had to go through it and learn, and some of them are in good places. It seems like, like Kylie, she seems like she started working with children to dance, and I think that's great. And Aubrey got back to dancing. It seems like a healing journey for all of them. So, what are your thoughts on this docu series? Because I love, 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 love watching documentaries. What are your thoughts on this docu series? What did I leave out? Don't be too harsh. Don't come for me. But what did I leave out in the comments? Just let me know. What are your thoughts and what are your feelings about this docu series, and what did you take from it? Because it started out as like a beautiful story, and then it just went left.